And my name's Caleb Williams.
And this
is
the Abe and Cabe show, not in any way associated with the Drake and Josh show.
Yes, we don't watch those people. They're not Christian, and we don't condone that. Because we'd rather you watch Christian shows than watch that show.
Right, and the title's totally the other way. This is a Christian show.
Exactly. It's a very Christian show.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Caleb because he's the one that's taking the reins on this one.
Absolutely. Guys, I browse is a good word for this.
Apparently, yes.
The sites of Reddit, and I found so many problems on Reddit that you guys just don't have solutions to. And I figured, who better to bring solutions than Cabe and Abe?
Yes.
So I compiled in my favorite folder here all the problems, at least 3 of the problems at Reddit, that we will solve for all of you today.
Confession, I've never been on Reddit.
You've never been on Reddit?
No, my phone doesn't have enough memory to take another app, so. And I also don't care about Reddit.
Well, I don't either, but these are juicy little, messages. I go on the r/relationship advice.
Oh, yes.
And I go to the
Because there's no better section to check out as a single man than the relationship
advice. You're right.
Yeah.
And I go up in the search bar and I do relationship advice / and I do the little controversial. Because you can't click controversial anymore. They took it away after the Donald Trump election.
Because it's very controversial.
Because it's controversial. The first one, here we go. Should my sister make up a fake due date for her baby if the real one is on the same day our mother died? And these are copy-pasted from Reddit. I will do my best. I already did my best to try and touch up the punctuation and grammar because,
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because that's what... at least make sure our grammar is correct.
My sister is pregnant, and her due date just so happens to be the same day our mother died over 7 years ago. She is reluctant to share the true date to extended family members because she doesn't want anyone to react negatively or have an emotional response when the due date is revealed. I didn't immediately put together the due date was the same as our mother's death date when she told me, so I was saying that if that's the case for me, other people wouldn't be able to immediately put the 2 dates together. But then I thought maybe I am just horrible with dates or had a blocked out the memory because it is particularly painful. On the side that other people won't recognize the date like she does, because even though our mother was an important family member to our extended family. Really? Your mother's wouldn't be important? The date isn't as significant to everyone else. I support her making up a fake due date, but I also feel like our extended family wouldn't even recognize the real one in casual conversation. Well, you know what? I can't speak from experience, but I know one thing. I don't think they're going to care. If anything, they'll probably, if they do remember, this will be a more joyous day. It'll kind of wash away the bad memories maybe and put the good ones.
Yeah.
What would you think on that?
What would I think on that? I think...
If your brother came to you and said, hey, we're having a baby, and it's the due date's the same day that, mom or dad died.
Well, first of all, I know that if this were to happen...
Yes.
That my brother were to come to me he would obviously know what date it was and would mention it within the first few moments of the conversation.
He'd be like, bro, guess what? We're having a kid the same day mom died. What do you think of that?
Exactly. That's exactly what he would say. I would say, here's the thing. Due dates are not specific.
Yeah. I mean,
they could be like, hey, your child's going to be born on January 10th.
Yeah.
And they obviously don't know because anything can happen.
Yeah. They don't measure in days, these things. They measure in months.
Literally in trimesters.
Yeah.
Which, if you're not familiar with a trimester, those are 3-month periods.
The doctors don't. They don't know the whole thing. And
they don't. Yeah. So, to be like, hey, because here's the thing. First of all, if they're that understanding of your mom's death, and you say, and you don't even mention the date, you just say, say your mom died in April, right? April 15th.
Yeah.
And you say, Mom, and you say, hey, we're having a baby in April. If they're thinking about, if your mom's death is on their mind that month, they're automatically thinking, oh, I hope it's not as same day as your mom.
Yeah.
Funny you should mention that.
It is.
Actually, the due date is the day Mom died. So, you're not going to get away from the conversation. Obviously, if it's your mom, that's the thing that you're the one that it means to the most. So what's it matter? The people who are going to be bothered by it the most already know.
Yes.
So
the kids, the siblings already know, and apparently it doesn't matter that much to either of you.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's certainly someone's like, oh man, the day the mom died.
And honestly, who gives a due date down to the exact day anyway?
I mean,
normally they're like, oh, it's
Caleb, we literally go to a church where people have been having babies like every year for the past 10 years. They're always giving a date.
Exact day?
Yeah, they go down to the day.
I must not care.
That's probably it.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any problems here, and I don't think you should be really that concerned about it.
No, I mean,
it doesn't.
No, I mean, yeah, certainly, definitely. Appreciate your mom and dad.
It's never right to lie. That's what we take away.
I think that's what we need to come down to.
Yeah, you don't have to lie. You don't have to lie about it. Nobody.
I mean, if you feel the need to like give out like, hey guys, this is coincidence, but it's the day mom died.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd have to do that, but I would say the date. And if they bring it up, then you'd be like, yeah, go figure.
Yes.
I think that's what we gather from that. My 23-year-old female, you said, okay, so she's the female.
She's the female.
A 23-year-old female says that her 25-year-old male boyfriend punched the wall and broke his hand during an argument. I think that's about all we need to say.
That's about all we need to say.
Okay, all right. The other day, my boyfriend and I were sitting on the floor.
Which is a weird place to sit.
This is bad from the very beginning.
Why? What happened?
I mean, okay, so the opening caption is we got in an argument. He punched the wall, broke his hand. All right, and you're starting it off with me and my boyfriend were sitting on the floor. So obviously you were already in a horrible place.
Yes.
To begin with, anyway, he had my laptop in front of him and was playing some game. I asked him to look behind something?
Yeah.
Or something I needed to get ready. He said it wasn't behind there, but didn't look. When I went to look for myself, I accidentally spilled his coffee. He started screaming at the top of his lungs, saying that I never listen and have no sense of my surroundings. He kicked the laptop, and it hit my leg.
That's some power, that kick. If that thing, he kicks that and it flies and hits your leg.
This is a lot happening. Then he gestured with his coffee. It was in a can.
He's one of those people.
And was like, how about I throw this in your face? He then threw it across the room and punched the wall so hard, he broke his hand. I took him to the ER and they put him in a cast and everything. He's apologized for that and I've tried to put it out of my head, but I'm still so shaken. That he was that angry that he punched the wall so hard he broke his hand. I haven't had the best examples of healthy relationships in my life, and we've been stressed lately about our financial situation. You're sitting on the floor, no doubt. But I've read that stuff like this often escalates. I guess I'm just looking for some advice, or if anyone else has been through anything like this. And how did you or would handle the situation? Thanks in advance. My goodness. There's a lot to unpack.
I know, that is, I'm telling you.
That is a lot to unpack. Okay.
Number one.
You had me at you're sitting on the floor.
You're sitting on the floor.
You're sitting on the floor with your boyfriend. I'm guessing that means you guys live together.
You know what I want to know?
What?
You know what I want to know?
What do you want to know?
Why are you sitting on the floor, but you don't have money for furniture, but you have money to play video games on the laptop?
It might be an old laptop.
It might be an old laptop. But
it might belong to their parents and they were just like,
that
take
could
it,
be. That could be.
Either way, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know what to say about this. What's she trying to look for? She trying to figure out advice of like, hey, do I break up with him or do I stay with him because he says he loves me?
He apologized for punching a wall.
Well, I mean, he didn't punch her.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's
true.
a good thing.
That's a good thing?
That he didn't punch her.
I mean, yeah, because then he would have broke his hand hitting her in the face. So there's that. So there's that. So he got upset. Okay,
I understand that there's stress of financial issues.
Yeah.
And that could be playing into it. And I don't want to sound like, I'm advocating for a very violent, relationship. But
I certainly don't.
I mean, he's going through some stuff.
You're both going
through some stuff.
Right.
Pensions are probably high. He's probably, as a male, thinking, oh my goodness, I can't provide for my girlfriend. We're sitting on the floor drinking canned coffee.
I doubt he's thinking about how powerful of a man he is right now.
Well, he thought he was pretty powerful. He thought he could punch through that wall.
This is true. He did try. Is his name Kyle? Did she mention?
She didn't say. This is all she gave.
In their Facebook, do they refer to each other as king and queen? I mean, if you're 23 and 25 and you're in bad financial straits, I would say stop living together and go live with your parents if they'll take you back.
Well,
get on your feet, then get married and have a family.
Is shoving a woman justified in any case? The answer may surprise you or not. My husband and I, this is what I mean by bad grammar. This one I must have missed. My husband and I been fight a couple of times.
Tell me why he pushed her.
And I tried to hug him and comfort him despite his request to leave him alone. And I didn't want to get off of him, but tried to still hug him, and he lost emotional control and felt like he needs to protect himself from me and shoved me off of him aggressively, and next days said it's justified because I wouldn't have listened to his requests. And I compared it to when he tickles me and I tried to push him off of me. There's no periods between this whole section.
Okay.
And there is no difference to it.
There's no commas either.
There's no, it keeps going.
Oh, there's a semicolon. Okay, keep going.
I am too much sometimes, and I know to get I guess am known to get super obnoxious and not let the person leave alone, even to my family, but never aggressive, always for lovely reasons, but I still am too much. Can you please give me some input on that?
What did you just read?
They had a fight, and she went to hug him, and he said, leave me alone, and she wouldn't leave him alone, and he shoved her.
Okay, and it
sounded and then said it was okay, it was right to shove her because she wouldn't leave him alone.
Right, so they were in a fight, and she tried to calm things down by instead of giving him his space, taking more of his space away, by trying to hug him. I can kind of see a woman's reasoning there. Or anyone's reasoning. I mean, I feel like in a moment of desperation, you're like, I want to embrace this person. I guess I can understand that. At the same time, we're living in a pretty violent world.
Yes.
Nobody has any chill.
No, they don't.
Nobody, just...
Yeah.
Again, the amount of fights people have. You know how many fights I have with people?
Mm-hmm.
Almost none.
Yeah.
I don't initiate any arguments.
Yeah.
I don't blow up at anybody for any particular reason.
Well, yeah. Well, there's another thing here.
Anyway, there's that, yeah.
Here's another thing. It says, he told me that I wouldn't have listened to his... So he didn't even tell, her, hey, please just give me some space.
Was he saying it?
No!
Okay.
He just said, leave me alone. I assume this is what happened. This is what happened, Abe. This is exactly what happened.
Please tell me.
They have their fight at the kitchen table. Something's wrong. Something's all upset. He just says, hey, just leave me alone, goes in the bedroom. And,
unless they were sitting on the floor, then...
Unless they were sitting on the floor.
Right.
And he lies on the floor and says, leave me alone. And she's like, oh, I'll fix this. And she comes over and she grabs him. And without remorse, without any, hesitation, he just straight up, boom, shoves.
Get off of me.
And he's like, hey, I would have said, she's like, hey, why didn't you just tell me, hey, please don't do that? And he's like, hey, if I would have told you, you wouldn't have listened. Which is such a stupid excuse.
It is a dumb excuse.
It is a dumb excuse. It's like somebody shooting someone and say, hey, you wouldn't have listened if I would have told, with no warning, just bang.
Yeah.
So you would have listened if I would have told you stop.
True.
That's what it is.
So I'm saying, is shoving a woman justified in any case?
No.
No. Okay, if anybody is is in your face and on top of you And especially, I mean, that's almost sexual harassment. It almost doesn't even matter if they're like
your wife
or anything.
Which it's kind of funny. He knew what he married.
It's probably true.
And it says it's well known that she's like that.
And so, do you have a right to get her off of you? Yes.
Yes.
Violently push her away to where she could potentially be hurt?
No.
No.
You can go to jail for that.
I don't think there's any. There's no justification.
There's
for that.
no justification for that.
So I think
the answer is
we
no.
solved the Reddit.
We solved all the Reddit relationship problems. Thank you guys for coming and watching. Please leave a like, leave a comment.
Share it.
Share your
subscribe.
Share your advice on what you would have
And
done.
you know what? If you've got any questions, that you need solved,
you can send them to the email address right here.
No, in the comment section.
Or the comment section.
Yeah.
But then again.
Or that email.
The email address
Is it like in front of us right now?
Yes, it would be in front of us right now.
Okay, I technically can't see it right now, but it's right there.
I can see it.
It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
It's right here. It's right here.
Right here?
Yes, and if you send it to that address, it will be anonymous when we read it. So you won't have to worry about people.
Unless you say specifically
your name.
Unless you specifically say, hey!
Hey, yeah, all this stuff. But yeah, send it to that address. We'll cover it. We'll read it. We'll give you our best advice. See, we're very smart people. We've been in so many relationships. We know everything there is to know about relationships and problems and issues. So yeah, send us your problems. We'll fix them. Yeah, because that's what we do. We fix all the problems.
Anyway, this has been Abe and
and Caleb Williams.
And you guys have a great day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still need to work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.